In recent years, entrepreneurship scholars have taken an increasing interest in how founders' identities can explain the diversity of goals and strategies that entrepreneurs bring to new ventures. And indeed, founder identity has been shown to be a powerful predictor. We ask, how does culture influence the identity of entrepreneurs? In other words, how do entrepreneurs see themselves in relation to their surrounding cultural context? And how does this self-perception influence the way in which they develop their ventures, offer, choose their target market, and even position their venture to change the world? To answer these questions, we conducted a series of in-depth interviews with 49 entrepreneurs. Going against the assumptions in current theorizing, our analysis showed that cultural context does not provide rigid parameters for entrepreneurs' identity formation. What emerges as a determining factor in our study is the degree of alignment between, on one hand, how an entrepreneur sees herself, and on the other hand, how her surrounding society suggests that a person form their identity. As a function of this alignment or misalignment, the entrepreneur will either adopt an economic logic that, by default, reproduces existing social structures, or she will challenge existing structures and norms with her product or in the way she runs her venture. To put it another way, when the way in which we see ourselves is aligned with our perception of how society wants people like us to form an identity, then we perceive the environment as reinforcing us, and we don't necessarily feel a need to change the surrounding context. But if we are not aligned with the identity pressures from society, we feel deep tensions, both internally and in interactions with others. These tensions arise from the feeling of society pushing us into a mold that we really don't want to fit into. And this is when we feel the need to change things. The results of our study allow us to extend the Schumpeterian concept of creative destruction, the process by which old products and technologies are made obsolete and replaced by new units of production. We extend this concept in two directions. First, we find entrepreneurs who create ventures in line with the Schumpeterian concept, pushing the limits of technological innovation. These are the entrepreneurs who experienced identity-society alignment. However, we also find entrepreneurs who experience identity-society misalignment. They build ventures with strong sociopolitical dimensions, a creative destruction that is not necessarily technological, but intended to destroy and recreate sociocultural structures and norms. Second, the innovations we see, whether they be technological or social, are not always aimed at inventing a totally new future, as proposed by Schumpeter. There are also entrepreneurs whose innovations are oriented toward the past. Among them, the most aligned entrepreneurs dig into old techniques and technologies to produce a nostalgic offer. On the other hand, the most misaligned entrepreneurs engage in what we call creative reconstruction, whereby they seek to reinvigorate the future with elements and values of the past, such as human connection, master-apprentice relationships, or morals that seem to have lost importance in society throughout the years.